Phil, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
We'll go straight into questions. We'll start off with Tyson.
Hey, Phil, we talked yesterday about some of the results that you guys felt like that you should have had, or points that were available earlier in the year that you haven't quite been able to achieve or get.
Yeah.
Going into this game, being down 1-0 and coming back in that second half, where does that put you guys heading into this long break that you guys have?
I think it's a great way to end this sort of like eight games, is it? 8 games, which has been a brutal month. Travel, the US Open Cup games, extra time. You could see that we're probably running on a little bit of empty, but you watch all the games, I think every team is probably running on a little bit of empty. You see the quality of the passing in the first half, it was sloppy. I saw no enjoyment. I saw a team that was tentative and scared and a little bit fearless, and then at half time I said, like, forget the result, just go and play football. Just go and play football like you used to play on the playground, because I want to see my team play with expression, and I want Anthony, Da Costa, Omir, Santi, Mora, Kelsey, I want them just to play free. And I think what you saw in the second half, they started to play with a bit of freedom, and when they play with freedom, you see the crowd just lifted. The crowd had fun. When that Timbers Army comes to this stadium, I want to have fun. When I'm watching, I want to have fun. In the second half, I had fun. In the first half, I had no fun whatsoever. And sometimes you can win or lose and have fun. In the first half, I just didn't see any expression, any enjoyment. And but what I saw a team in the second half that was determined to get a result. We said before the game we had to commit to getting a result in this game, because I think I felt as if this result was going to define where the next 2 or 3 weeks were going to go, and it was a positive.
Phil, you mentioned the heavy load of games in May, but in that first half, you just mentioned that the pace wasn't there. The second half, off the bat, we saw the team running and gunning. What is the message that you can give your team for the next game, for that first minute to come out and just start running, gunning, and everything?
Yeah, well, I thought we changed it a little bit tactically 10 minutes before the end of the first half, which helped. They dropped all the way off, like deeper than we thought. There was initial press, and then there was but I think if you've thought about the way that we've probably played against them in the last 3 or 4 games, you can understand why they didn't allow us any spacing behind, particularly Anthony. And then they got the first goal. They nearly scored the second goal, and I think they probably thought, oh, we're in this, we can score another goal, and then bang, Anthony goes and scores straight away. You look back to the goal that we scored, I think my first game at this club, it was similar to that goal where I think Eric Williamson plays the ball inside their fullback, and Anthony goes and scores an identical goal. And then after that, when they went down to 10 men, it was one-way traffic, really. I thought we had a little bit of a scare at the end, but I thought we composed ourselves. It was a brilliant pass from Mosquera to Kelsey. I thought Kelsey's second goal may have been just onside, maybe. But I thought Omir Fernandez came on, changed the game. He played in centre midfield, but we only needed one in centre midfield, really, in this game. And Omir was just the one that was running forward, and it created more space for Santi and Da Costa tactically, and that gave them problems. So super pleased with everyone. I still think we can get better. I still think there's an improvement there, but big result.
Hey, Coach. I have 2 things. My first question is going to be about set pieces, and my second is to introduce one of the youth I have the pleasure of working with, who is looking at a career as a bilingual student now, but hoping to find a career in soccer. So I will pass the mic off.
Yeah, you're going to let her ask a question, obviously.
Absolutely.
Good, nice. I don't bite, don't worry.
So my question about set pieces and kind of talking about room to improve.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it open and just kind of let you give us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, we worked. I think we threw you guys out yesterday because we were working on set plays for a long time. It's been a disappointment. I feel like it comes from the service. If you don't get the delivery right, there's many things for a set play for it to work. You've got to get the delivery right, then the runs right, then the movements right, and then obviously the contact on the ball. And I think if you don't get the first thing right, you don't get a chance of scoring. So I think that is definitely something that we need to work on. I felt as if at the first probably third of the season, I thought we were dangerous on a lot of set plays. Dave and Shannon have worked really hard on the movements and the delivery, and I just felt as if the last 2 or 3 weeks, the delivery and some of our decision making has not been there. So I think it's work in progress.
All right, go, you're up. Yes, Spanish, of course. Make him earn it.
¿Hablas español?
Sí.
Ah, hola, ¿qué tal?
Bien, ¿y usted?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Marieli.
Marina, mucho
Ya.
gusto.
Mucho gusto. ¿Usted cómo motivó a sus jugadores cuando estaban perdiendo y cuando fallaron el penal?
El penalti en el último minuto. He tenido muy nervioso porque en este momento la decisión puede ir derecha, izquierda, si un penalti o no. Mi primero pienso que es fuera de la área, es fuera de la área, pero creo que es una decisión correcta, pero en Holanda pensamos que nosotros tuvimos una situación el mismo contra Holanda donde Ari en la derecha es una tackle en el área. El árbitro hizo el mismo decisión. Entonces estamos muy felices con la decisión. Estamos muy felices con mi equipo. Tenemos un equipo en este momento que un poco cansado, pero ahora tenemos 10 días sin un partido para recuperar, para aprender, para enseñar, para mejorar. Y en 10 días jugamos contra St. Louis aquí. Es un otro partido muy grande. Necesitamos los aficionados como el segundo parte, con esta pasión, como ese emocionado, como eso. Muchas gracias.
The turn of momentum in the second half, aside from just Colorado's miss leading to Antony's goal, was also exemplified by Kamal Miller, Juan Mosquera, David Ayala. Just how do you think those three players contributed to the team being able to come back and get the win today?
Two things, really. We got Mosquera in my office before the game, and we said, this is the game. We need you to win us this game. I felt over the last month, I'd say he's not had many assists, not many any opportunities. We need more quality from him. We need more drive from him. And before the game, I said, this is the game where you have to deliver. And he delivered. I was really pleased. Ayala, for me, is the best midfield player in the conference, in the MLS, without a shadow of a doubt. I say it. I've said it now 2 or 3 times. I don't see anyone playing with his consistency, with his quality, with his tenacity, with his hunger, desire. The kid is going to be a really good player. The kid is a good player, but he's getting better and better every day. And what we're seeing now is he's playing 90 minutes against Orlando on Saturday. He's gone 90 minutes today. That is a big step. That's a big step for David Ayala. Kamal, I thought in the first half, headed everything away from set plays, block shots. There was a moment at the end when he got dispossessed and it went through. I thought that was his only moment of the game where he needs to improve. But I think with Finn going away now, we're going to need Zuparic more than ever. And Kamal, we've given the captaincy this year because of his standing in the group's getting better, his leadership's getting better, and he just needs to keep performing to a really high level. He can't drop that level. And we're on him every single day. I think there's an enjoyment coming, and I think he's in a happy place.
Have you challenged Juan like that before? And how receptive was he to the message when you were giving it to him versus obviously what we saw on the pitch?
Yeah, well, I think we have, but I haven't probably done that for probably 2 months. I think we have a situation in the squad where he's probably the only player that there's nobody like him in the squad. We've got 2 players for every position. You say, well, we've got Eric Miller there. Eric Miller's more defensive. We bring Eric Miller on or we start Eric Miller. When we maybe want to be a little bit more defensive, we don't ask Eric Miller to provide the width on the right-hand side high up the pitch. So I think from that respect, there's a little bit of comfort just drifted into his game. And we need Juan to perform at his absolute best. And I think the one thing that resonated with him before the game was he's got to start winning us games. And in this time next year, he's got a World Cup coming to this country where we hope that the Portland Timbers provide the fullbacks for Colombia. You know, I watched an FA Cup final a couple of weeks ago when Crystal Palace's right back, the Colombian starter, Nunez, I think he's called, played really well, helped Crystal Palace win the game. I said, Juan, that's your level that you have to get to, and you're not at that level yet. So I think that those types of demands that we're going to put on all the players. Anthony came into my office before the game and said, right, Anthony, play with fun, play with enjoyment, just release that tension that you've had in the last couple of games. You know, pretend you're playing on the beach on the Copacabana in Rio and you're just enjoying yourself. I think that's what you've got to do with young players. You've got to give them the platform to perform. And I think over the last month, what's happened is because of the intensity of the games and the intensity of the matches coming up, you just get bogged down with actually the fundamentals. The fundamentals, it's a game of football. Go out and enjoy it. And I felt in the second half, the crowd responded to the enjoyment on the pitch, and we got a performance where I thought, whoa, this reminded me of a little bit last year where we thought, oh, the crowd were with us, they were sucking the ball in the back of the net, and there was only going to be one winner.